Good morning, students. Today we are starting off with a new chapter, that is reproduction in plants. Reproduction is a process by which organisms produce offspring which are similar to them in structure and function. So reproduction is very much essential for the continuity of life. Suppose if this particular characteristic was not a part of the living organism, then all the organism would have been extinct by now. So it is because of this an organism is able to produce an offspring which is similar to the parent in structure and function. Now the main aim of reproduction is continuity of life. The mechanism of reproduction or propagation is different in different organism. So the way a particular organism reproduces is different. A lower organism, we see it has got a different mode of reproduction, and higher organism has a different mode of reproduction. In plants, mango reproduces by means of seeds, whereas certain plants reproduce by means of leaf, stem or flowers. Amoeba, we see that there is splitting of the parent body, and because of the splitting of the parent body, it gives rise to two cells. Now, mode of reproduction is of two types. One is asexual reproduction, the other one is sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, it gives rise to new organism. It is seen in lower plants. It occurs when conditions are favorable for proper growth and development of the new organism. See over here in asexual reproduction, here it involves just only one parent, and the offspring that is produced is exactly similar to the parent, and it is seen in lower plants. And whenever the conditions are favorable, it means the conditions are right, then the growth and development of the organism takes place. Sexual reproduction. Now, here two individuals or cells of separate sexes are required to give rise to new organism. Here two parents are involved, and here the organism is not an exact copy of the parent. For example, in human beings we see the offspring that is produced are similar in structure and function, but whereas when it comes, they are not the exact copy of the parent. There is slight difference between the parent and the new organism that is produced. So human beings, it undergoes sexual reproduction where two individuals or cells of separate sexes are involved to give rise to new organism. The male gamete or nothing but the male cell fuses with the female gamete or female cell to produce a single cell structure called as zygote. So after the fusion of the male and the female reproductive cell, a zygote is being produced, which is a single cell. Now asexual reproduction in plants is of several types: budding, fragmentation, spore formation. Natural vegetative propagation, under that we have tuber formation, rhizomes, corms, bulbs, runners or stolen leaves. Artificial vegetative propagation, cutting, grafting, layering, tissue culture. All these I'll be discussing with you one by one. First, let's try to understand budding. Here, I have taken an example of yeast cell. Budding is also seen in one more organism known as Hydra. Yeast is made up of one single cell. Now, at the time of multiplication, we see that there is a development of a bud or slight projection. And we see there is the nucleus split. The nucleus is dividing and it enters the new bud, and slowly we see this new bud is getting pinched off. And as this process continues, sometimes a chain of buds is being formed. From this particular cell, one more cell is being formed. From this, one more cell is being formed. So That's how a chain of bud is being formed. Remember, the nucleus is dividing. A bud is formed, then the nucleus divides, and slowly the new bud gets pinched off. And each new bud is responsible for the development of a new yeast cell or a new individual. Then you have fragmentation. This is nothing but Spirogyra. Spirogyra is an algae and it is thread-like structure. Okay, it is nothing but a filament. It has got a filament-like structure, a thread-like structure. Here, the parent body breaks into pieces and each piece is capable of giving rise to a new individual. Okay, here this parent body breaks into pieces and each piece or each bit is capable of giving rise to a new individual. Third one is spore formation. Here we see this is agaricus or mushroom. Now on the underside of the mushroom you find spores. Now spores are thick walled and spherical. Now once they get the favorable condition, the spores start germinating. They form a thread-like structure called as this is nothing but hyphae. Now these hyphae go on dividing and finally it gives rise to the mushroom. Through spores, a new mushroom or agaricus is being formed. First spores are being formed, then you have thread-like structures called hyphae. It goes on dividing finally to give rise to mushroom. Next, this is an activity from your textbook to observe budding in yeast. Get a small piece of yeast cake about 25 grams from a bakery. This will have yeast cells in it. Take some warm water in a glass beaker and dissolve a spoonful of sugar in it. So you need to get from the bakery, take about 25 grams of yeast cake. Now, what is the main intention? We need yeast cell to carry out the experiment. So yeast cake will have yeast cell. So we are taking warm water in a glass beaker and adding sugar to it. Then a small piece of yeast cake and put it in the, we are adding small piece of yeast cake in the warm water. Now keep the beaker with the piece of yeast cake under a lamp to keep it warm. After an hour, take a drop of liquid from the beaker and put it on a slide. Okay, glass slide. It is rectangular in shape. So you are adding a drop of the liquid from the beaker onto the slide. Then you are covering it using cover slip. Again, this is made up of glass and you observe it under the microscope. What will be your observation? You will observe yeast cells in the process of budding. Natural vegetative propagation. Now, most organisms have special structures for reproduction like seeds and spores. The rest of the body normally is not involved and not specialized for the function of the reproduction is called vegetative part. For example, root, stem, leaves, these are all vegetative parts. Usually organism reproduces through special structures like seeds and spores. Now vegetative parts are nothing but rest of the body which is not involved or not specialized for the purpose of reproduction. Now first one is tubers. Okay, this is nothing but a spherical structure which is filled with reserve food material and it is a modified underground stem. This is a potato. Apart from that, you also have sweet potato and dahlia. These are underground modified stem. These are tubers. And it reproduces by means of eyes. Okay, they have what is called as eye spot. And this is nothing but through this eye spot it reproduces. You cut a piece of potato and then you plant it. Okay, then you then a new plant will grow. Next one is rhizome. Rhizome is a horizontal stem. Okay, horizontal stem, it's a modified stem. It is also known as rootstock. Example, turmeric, ferns and iris. Again, this is also capable of reproduction. Then we also have corms. These are swollen underground stem. They survive in adverse condition. Adverse means whenever it's too very hot or too very cold. When the conditions are not favorable, it is still able to survive. It consists of one or more growing parts which can be separated and can be used to propagate the plant. So it can be broken into pieces, and those broken pieces can be used to multiply. Example, gladiolus, taro, tuberose begonia. So these are few of the example of corms. So we will continue with this topic in the next class.